My friend Patrick and I are going on holiday together. We're calling it Patsun on Vacation. Our story left off with our flight from Washington arriving at Seoul's Incheon International Airport. So Patrick and I roamed that airport until our connection to Bangkok. Incheon is an airport I've come to know very well thanks to my trips to Seoul's ID Hospital, a place that has quickly and dramatically transformed my journey as a transgender woman. Not only are ID Hospital surgeons among the best in the world, and I really mean that, I also have to acknowledge my patient advocate Jane, who took great care of me. Don't forget Jane's name, because you'll be hearing it again later. Patrick and I were now on the final portion of our 10,000-mile journey that began at my home in Washington, D.C., connecting in Seoul, and now finally on our way to Bangkok for our Thailand holiday. And what a holiday it is! Hello everyone, I'm Sunny G. Thank you for joining me on this global journey. You know, on that flight to Bangkok, Patrick went to the laboratory, and the wildest thing happened to me while he was away. I explained everything to Patrick when he returned to his seat. Let's watch. So Patrick, here's what happened while you're in the bathroom.
I'll take it.
A young woman came over and said, "Excuse me, is your name Sunny?"
Really?
He's sitting a few seats behind me, and I said, "Sure, yeah. Have we met?" She looked a little bit familiar, but I didn't quite place it. And then she said, "Hi, I'm Yumi, and Yumi is Jane's supervisor at ID Hospital."
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Small world, huh?
I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, small world indeed, Patrick, and there's more. When we were boarding the flight, I told Patrick, and he'll confirm this, that a man also boarding the flight looked just like the famous Dr. Park, the founder of ID Hospital. I said, Patrick, the man looks exactly like him. Never thinking it could really be him. Well, watch this. Passengers look like Dr. Park. And it is Dr. Park. Yes, that's him. Can you believe that? No. Okay, so let's tell everyone. When we got on the flight and I saw this gentleman get on, I told Patrick, hey, that looks like the famous Dr. Park at ID Hospital.
Who's the founder of ID Hospital,
Yes,
right?
yes, exactly. Legendary. To call Dr. Park legendary is really appropriate. Plastic surgery is a big deal in an advanced nation like South Korea, and Dr. Park is considered the best of the best. And not only in South Korea. Hello everyone from Baltimore, Maryland, here in the U.S., where I'm at the Johns Hopkins Hospital, a major university research hospital here in the States. I've been seeing a leading plastic surgeon at Hopkins discussing my next steps in facial feminization surgery. My surgeon here is very familiar with Dr. Park's work because Dr. Park is literally writing the book on advanced facial surgery techniques. For example, if you want double jaw surgery here at Hopkins, you first need to have braces for a year or years before that surgery is ever done. It's that way at all hospitals across the US and Europe and most of the world. But at ID Hospital, they can do that same operation without braces first. This is a process that Dr. Park personally developed. It may one day become standard around the world. Yes, my friends, around the world. So you see why I was so excited to see Dr. Park in person. Well, Yumi asked me if I wanted to meet him. And although I was extremely nervous, I of course said yes. And I brought my camera, yes, that camera, and Patrick along. I was also very impressed that Dr. Park and his staff were flying in coach. It shows that ID Hospital, which is a hugely successful enterprise, is not wasteful or elitist. And that means a lot to me as a patient there. Dr. Park? Hi, I just wanted to say hello really quick. And here I am, meeting him for the very first time. Yes, yeah. I was a patient at ID Hospital.
Oh, right. I went
for that. Can you believe how warm and gracious Dr. Park is? I was nervous at first, but not for long. and I've been extremely happy with the results. Here's me before.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can tell that Dr. Park was really surprised by my before photo. You know, I've not shared that photo with any of you because it's hugely emotional for me. Patrick has never seen that photo. Miss Sylvia has seen it though. But I do plan to share it with all of you in a future video in the near future. I believe it's that important. ID Hospital is large, and Dr. Park was not my surgeon when I was a patient there. But I still wanted to thank Dr. Park for developing the surgical procedures that are used by his staff. Those procedures have made my transition and my life so much easier, and I will always be grateful to Dr. Park and Jane and Yumi and Joanne and Dr. Lee and many others at ID Hospital for that. Yes, ID Hospital really is a wonderful institution, and I feel so lucky that I found it. But now, for the biggest news of all, listen to what I tell Dr. Park next. I'm going back next week for a consult for the double jaw, so I'll be there on Friday.
So
You heard me correctly, folks. I plan to have double jaw surgery, a major procedure, and I plan to have that done at ID Hospital in Seoul, not here in Baltimore at Hopkins. And here I am at my double jaw consult at ID Hospital a few weeks after meeting Dr. Park on the plane. More about this consult in a later video, as I haven't yet worked out all the details of when the actual surgery will take place. But of course my camera will be coming along so that I can share the experience with you. I've long ago learned that letting you into my journey is deeply helpful to so many of you. In fact, when I was there waiting in the ID Hospital cafe with Patrick, a woman from California came over and introduced herself as Catherine. Catherine didn't want to be on camera, but made it clear that she watches my videos. I was humbled when she said that she and her friend had traveled all the way from California to ID Hospital in Seoul, largely because of my videos. Catherine, I was so touched to hear that. Thank you so much for coming over and sharing that. I hope that you and your friend are doing well. You were already both so beautiful, so I'm guessing that you're even more beautiful now. And that's where we'll end things tonight, folks. Our next video picks up in Bangkok. Here's a sneak peek. He's hungry.
got midnight munchies.
After a 24-hour trip to get here. So daring. Can you believe that he did that? I mean, even though Patrick is skinny, he still really loves to eat. Now, you'll see that video posted to my Fat Son on Vacation playlist as soon as it is ready. I promise. The plastic surgery videos, though, they'll go to another playlist that you can find on my YouTube channel page. I'm Sunny B at home here in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and we hope we'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.